start that now. All right. Well, hello for people joining us virtually. I'm super excited to talk to y'all about the ceremony a little bit, especially the Persian part, and to um, just answer questions and also just to celebrate this amazing love that we all get to celebrate. We're all privileged enough to witness and celebrate. So, I guess I'll just start with like a brief outline of the ceremony and the Iranian part mostly. So basically, like the way that it's set up is that it's kind of split up into the American one first, and then the Persian one will be second. So there'll be some, like you'll notice some traditional, aspects of an American ceremony in the first part, like ring exchange and vows, and those parts will all be in the American ceremony. And then once we do the ring exchange, that'll be when we transition to the Persian ceremony. And so when we transition to that part, there'll be music played. So basically, my mom and her sister and uncle, or not her uncle, but like her husband, my uncle, they prepared like a traditional song. They're like gonna play these instruments that is like an instrument that my grandma actually played, and it's like a traditional wedding song. So they're going to play that. It's about 3, 4 minutes, and that will transition us to the Persian ceremony. So like as they are like um playing, then I'll kind of transition the couple to where they need to be. Now, in terms of where y'all need to be, I mean, you probably know this, but you're sitting in the first 2 rows anyway. Like when you come in from the processional, like you'll be sitting in the first 2 rows. So you'll be very close to the couple. And during the American part, you'll just watch the ceremony, and so that would just be like normal. So the music is kind of like a cue to like, okay, this is when, I'm going to be called up here because that's going to transition us. And of course I'll say that, like I'll make that clear, like this is transitioning us, and I'll try to remind people. And then once we transition, so like the transition in terms of the setup will involve that I will kind of help Avalon and Sirius take their seats behind what's called the Sofra Act. So the Sofra Act is basically like the essential part of a Persian ceremony, where it's like this big tablecloth and there's all these items on it that are like well wishes for the couple, like coins for financial prosperity, things that like there's different, and I'm going to explain those aspects. And in this case, like Avalon made all the stuff herself, and it's just so, so beautiful. So I'm going to mention that. And so I'm going to explain that. But anyways, I'm getting a little ahead of myself. I was telling you about the setup. So the setup will be that in front of this tablecloth, they're going to take their seats behind the tablecloth. And the way that they're going to be sitting, they'll be sitting facing like the tablecloth and facing a mirror. And there's some sugar cones and honey in front of them too. And the sugar cones will be relevant for a later part of the ceremony. So does everything make sense so far? Any questions? Okay, so it's pretty clear cut so far. Obviously, I'll be in charge of like moving them, so you don't have to worry about any of that. But I just wanted you to have a sense of where people would be. So then once they're seated and the song is over, of course, I will transition us back to the ceremony part. I'll kind of try to shift the mood a little bit back to the ceremony. And so then I'm going to start explaining the Persian ceremony. And I'm going to just tell y'all in a nutshell the pieces. So I already told you that, I mean, the Sofra Act is the big part. Another thing about the Persian ceremony is it's not religious. It's completely based on like nature, beauty, and love between the couple. So you'll see those kinds of themes throughout throughout it as well. And so in the tablecloth, you know, I'm going to explain what the different pieces mean, like the candles light, and there's bread, which represents prosperity. So I'll explain all that. Um, and then the final item I'm going to explain on the one that's going to be relevant for y'all is the cloth canopy. And the cloth canopy, basically, what that signifies in the ceremony is, because it's going to be held like, it's going to be held to the couple so that like the couple is under the canopy. They're both going to be sitting under it. And what that symbolizes is that they are now combined under one roof. So it's like kind of they're sharing space now. And so then I'm going to explain how in a moment I'm going to have the bridesmaids bring out the canopy. And I'm also going to explain how during that part of the ceremony, the bridesmaids and the people that they want to do this will go up. And so first they're going to bring out the canopy, put it above the couple, and then people are going to come out, and usually it's women. They're going to come out with, they're going to like take the sugar, and one at a time they would rub the two pieces of sugar together. And what that symbolizes is that they're infusing sweetness onto the couple. So, and sort of like relieving tension. And so, do y'all know what I'm not sure if Avalon has decided like who's doing what, or I'm happy to assign them. I'm not sure like what would be the easiest thing. Do y'all know anything about that?
I don't know anything about the ceremony. I don't know. I don't think
Okay.
any of us yet anything.
Okay, well, it's pretty straightforward, honestly, because I would say, you know, the people that hold the canopy, you know, we only want to do it for like different people will come up and rub sugar, but we only want to do it for like 3, 4 minutes because it just gets a little tiring. So someone has to hold the canopy that's, you know, okay with holding it for a few minutes, but I'll try not to, you know, I'm gonna try to keep it to 3, 4 minutes so it's not too tiring. And I also don't know how big her canopy is, so like a typical canopy would be 2 people can hold it and it's fine, but maybe a bigger one maybe would need 4 people. And then there would be people that come and like rub the sweetness onto the couple, you know, with the sugar. So the moms will do that. um so but does that make sense like so far, in terms of like, I know you don't know exactly what roles, but does it make sense like sort of how the ceremony is going? Like, can you kind of envision it?
Yeah, so we're gonna be sitting down first, like while they're doing the American portion of the wedding.
Exactly, exactly.
Okay.
And I'm gonna give y'all a couple of warnings that I'm gonna call y'all up. Like, but when the music changes, like when they play that song, not the music changes, I meant when they play the song, that's like your cue that, okay, I'm gonna be called up soon, because you're just in a, you know, typical American ceremony, the audience doesn't really participate, right? So it's gonna be like that. Like you would just be in the audience. And then the Persian part, um, I will let you know, but I'm first going to explain that I'm going to call you up, and then I'm going to call y'all up. So you'll
And
have
Okay,
for
plenty of warning.
that sounds good.
and for the canopy, is it like the people who are holding it, they're holding it above them, right? It's the canopy's not touching them.
No, the canopy's not touching them. And let me actually see, maybe I can even find like a photo of what it looks like just an example.
So
Give me
actual guests are gonna come up and rub the honey or
No, typically
oh,
it's so traditionally it's been like female family members.
okay.
But in the US, like with Iranian American weddings, a lot of times they do the bridal party. And even now in Iran, like it's more the bridal party. So it'll probably be family members, like I'm sure like their moms will do it. And it's usually again women. Their moms will do it, as well as like some of the bridesmaids as well. So
Okay.
it's like a mix. Yeah, so it's like a mix essentially. Um, so let's see. Okay, yeah, here's a good example. I'm going to share my screen real quick. So this one's kind of big. I mean, this one has 4 people. So yeah, it just depends because like it doesn't need to be really big, but it sometimes it depends on what is chosen. So it might need 4 people or 2 people, depending on how big it is.
Okay. That's cool. I like that.
And you see the sugar above it? So rubbing the sugar.
Oh yeah. Okay. So
So yeah, so that's really the main part that y'all are going to be doing. And while y'all come in, and we'll decide this. I know you don't know right now, but we'll decide this. And there'll be like a sequence to who comes up and how long you're going to be up, because the whole thing is like 3 to 4 minutes. So depending on who, like whether Avalon wants me to decide or she decides, like depending on how many people, we're going to time it to the 3-4 minutes. Because again, I don't want people to spend too much time holding it.
Mom.
And while that y'all are doing that, I'll just be like, this is what's traditional, is like reading a poem and talking about the couple. So like I'll be doing that during that time. And okay, and then like after that, you so there's still the canopy's still there, and now everyone from the sugar has gone. And now there's a part where, and by the way, I will explain this before y'all are holding the canopy too. I forgot to explain it, but I will explain it before y'all are holding the canopy. But there's also asking for consent that happens in when the canopy's up. And so what that means is, like in traditional in Iranian ceremonies, they will, the way that it works is they ask the husband, like I would ask the husband, the man, like, do you consent to marrying her? And he says yes right away. And but it's traditional for the woman to say no the first few times, or not to say no, but to like not answer. So she doesn't say anything. And people, like usually in the bridal party, will say hello. Usually people in the bridal party will say like an excuse. So like the traditional excuse is she went to pick flowers. But we could modernize it, like she went shopping, or like something kind of like more modern. But the first 2 times, and again, usually it's like someone from the bridal party. So we'll decide who that is, and they'll make like an excuse like for her. And the reason behind that is like, one, to make the groom a little nervous, and also for the bride to like, am I really carefully weigh this decision that's going to affect her destiny? So, so she doesn't say yes the first few times, and there's an excuse made for her. And then the third time, she finally does say yes. Third time's a charm, and she finally does say yes. And so then after that, at that point, we let go of the canopy, and so basically, sorry, I'm just looking for one note real quick here. Yeah. So once she says, I want to make sure on this. So once she says yes, then that's when we take the canopy away. And Farsi, I'll say this, but it's bale. I mean, you'll know because she'll say something. But yeah, the third time she'll say yes. And then that's when you'll take away the canopy. And I'll just thank y'all for holding the canopy, and I'll remind you to take it away. And then after that, your role is done. At that point, there'll be another tradition that I'll do with them, with the couple, that involves like honey, giving each other honey. But that's not something y'all have to worry about. At that point, you can just go back to your seats, and we'll close out the ceremony. So that's in a nutshell the parts that apply to y'all. And you're always welcome to text me or email me if you have questions. But do y'all have any questions right now?
no, and we will be like practicing all this the day before the wedding, right? At the rehearsal.
Yes, and I'm gonna see Avalon too soon, as well, like next week for Thanksgiving. So I'll check with her about like the roles, and I'll figure it out and I'll let y'all know, because if it's if it's a lot, I can always just assign them myself, or like ask people, unless people have like a strong preference, I can just assign what people will do. Um, so, but I'll check with Avalon about how she wants to proceed with that, and I'll let y'all know about the roles.
Okay, perfect. Typically, how long, I'm just curious, how long is like the ceremony with the American and the Persian portions
So,
combined?
I mean, I think just like American, they can vary, but they have asked for all of it to be 30 minutes, which includes the processional and includes their vows and includes their songs. So that's the ceremony itself is going to be, my goal is to keep it to 20 minutes.
Okay, gotcha.
Yeah. And again,
Okay.
like that's also part of they want to keep everything to 30 minutes if they can.
Yeah, definitely. Alrighty, yeah. Well, I don't have any questions. Whatever y'all need me to do, I'm open to whatever Avalon and Cyrus want, whatever role they need. So, I'm excited. I think it'll be fun to see. I've never been to like a Persian ceremony before, so it'll be fun to see the honey and the sugar and all that stuff.
I'm so excited to share it with y'all. I think y'all will enjoy it. And yeah, I think it's gonna be fun, and it'll be fun to like, oh, I'm just so excited to celebrate them.
Yeah, me
Yeah.
too. So soon, it's right around the corner.
I know. Can you believe it?
No,
It's
fun.
amazing.
Yeah,
All right. Well, I'm gonna put this into a YouTube link and send it out. So but please email me, or yeah, you don't have my email, but you could text me. It's my name b@gmail.com, but you could text me if you have questions that come up. But I will get back to y'all about the roles with like by I'll try to, yeah, like next week I'll check with her. So either maybe her or me will let y'all know.
perfect.
Yeah,
Okay.
I'm open to whatever I'm needed to do. Just let me know.
Okay, awesome. Awesome. I appreciate y'all being so flexible.
Yeah.
Thank
Yeah,
you so
and
much.
we'll see you early December for the party.
I know. Yeah. Awesome. Well, have a great rest of your day, y'all. It was nice to meet you.
Yeah.
Yeah,
You.
bye.
Y'all have a good
Bye.
You
weekend.
You
too.
Bye.
too. Bye.